international webinar of the study and scholarship and study opportunities fund for Indonesia. Before we will invite our moderator and also all the speakers and also two speaker people who intend to remarks, I invite to all participants to open your video and we enjoy this webinar session. So, first of all, I would like to say thank you so much. Participants can join in our webinar agenda this afternoon. And then we also would like to thank you very much on behalf of University Indonesia and also for international for all the speakers. With your presence now here can make all the participants understand the focus topic in our and for the agenda today, the first we will listen to the opening remarks from Mr. Siro Fukumara as the Chief Executive Officer of Zero-Based Education, and also we will continue with the moderator and speakers introduction, and then we have two speakers for our information session, and also we have sharing session from the we have the presentation section from the first speakers, Ms. Mika Saito from International Office of Kyoto University of Applied Science, and also we will the sharing presentation from one of the Japan students from Indonesia. And the last, we enter to the Q&A session. We enter to the Q&A session at about 30 minutes. And we will conduct you in Bahasa. If you all from Indonesia have specific questions to all the speakers, and our team will help you to to give the questions in English, and also our team will help you to translate the answer from the speakers. Okay. We arrived in the first agenda. We will hear about the opening remarks from Mr. Siro Fukumara, the CEO of Zero-Based Education.
Selamat siang, konnichiwa. Terima kasih banyak sudah datang ke webinar hari ini ya. Perkenalkan, nama saya Fukumura. Saya representatif Kyoto University of Advanced Science. disingkat KUAS ya. Teman-teman, Bapak Ibu, apa kabar? Semoga sehat selalu ya, walaupun pandemi kondisi seperti begini ya. Sekarang kondisinya kita harus sabar seperti begitu ya. Selamat siang, konnichiwa. Menurut saya, terima kasih banyak sudah datang ke webinar hari ini ya. Perkenalkan, nama saya Fukumura. Saya representatif Kyoto University of Advanced Science, disingkat KUAS. Akhirnya, teman-teman, Bapak Ibu, apa kabar? Semoga sehat selalu ya, walaupun kondisi seperti begini. Ya. Sekarang kondisinya kita harus sabar, seperti begitu ya. Selamat siang, konnichiwa. Menurut saya, terima kasih banyak sudah datang ke webinar hari ini ya. Perkenalkan, nama saya Fukumura. Saya representatif Advanced Science, disingkat KUAS. Akhirnya, teman-teman, Bapak Ibu, apa kabar? Semoga sehat selalu ya, walaupun kondisi seperti begini. Ya. Sekarang kondisinya kita harus sabar, seperti begitu ya. Selamat siang. Terus ketiga, profesornya di KUAS datang bukan cuma dari Jepang saja, ada dari luar negeri juga, dan profesornya top profesor begitu, pintar-pintar seperti begitu, dan banyak hasilnya seperti begitu. Ya, keempat, chairman di KUAS adalah sebenarnya CEO di global top industrial company gitu. Terus kelima, di program KUAS ada financial support juga, ya. Oke, kesimpulannya, kalau lanjut di KUAS, ada kesempatan besar bisa lanjut bekerja juga, bisa dapat bekerja di top industrial company di Jepang nanti masa depannya, seperti begitu. Ya, lebih detail, lebih lanjutnya nanti dijelaskan ketika presentasi ya. Oke, terima kasih banyak dan enjoy webinar hari ini ya. Terima kasih, arigatou gozaimasu.
Okay, thank you for Mr. Shiro Fukumara to give us the opening remarks. And after this, we will introduce all the speakers and also our moderator for today's agenda. Yeah. Yeah, allow me to introduce our moderator. She is Miss Tifal Syahla Abdaviota as the Human Resource Manager of Ruang International. Hello, Miss Tifal. Are you here?
Hello, I'm here. Am I audible? Can you hear my voice?
Yes, that's clear. Yeah, welcome, Miss Tifal. And I give you this chance to continue our agenda, to introduce all the speakers.
All right, thank you so much to the MC for having me here. Hello, I'm Tifal, as your moderator for today's event. I'd like to ask you kindly to turn your camera on and unmute your microphone, just to make sure that your microphone is off for the conductivity during the presentation by the speakers. All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank and welcome to all participants here who have come in and on time on this webinar session. Study in Japan, and which is the topic with scholarship and study opportunities in Japan for Indonesian youth, which is provided by the collaboration of two Ruang International and Jellyfish Indonesia, or a Jellyfish Indonesian Education. And especially much thanksgiving to our speakers today. The first one from the opening remarks from Mr. Shiro. Like to say welcome. And for also the speakers, there are also Mr. Kylie Nathan as a Japanese student from Indonesia. And the last speakers also there is Miss Mika Saito as an international office of KUAS. I'd like to say welcome for the speakers for today. And I'd like to give you information about the Ruang International. Well, Ruang International itself is a youth empowerment organization in Indonesia that was born from the anxiety of some Indonesian youth in effort to humanize and empower youth to be critical, creative, and active in applying and developing their abilities to play a role and contribute in the midst of good global society. And for Ruang International itself, its branch is also existed in Cambodia, and it's going to be a branch more and expand in other countries. And for Indonesian jellyfish education, or known as Indonesian jellyfish, well, Indonesian jellyfish itself is actually a foundation and a course of Japanese and Indonesian language proficiency, which is also at the same time as a consultation space, a consultation place for those who want to go to study abroad, especially to Japan, and it refers to Indonesian youth. All right, so for who you are, for those you especially who want to go to study in Japan, so this webinar is really recommended for you. All right. So I want to greet first to our speakers today. Maybe I want to greet Miss Miko. Okay, Miss Miko, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you for the introduction.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Miko, for coming here. Okay, to the next speaker, we have Mr. Kylie Nathan. Okay, Kylie Nathan, are you here?
Kylie Nathan, he will come by video.
All right, okay. So thank you so much for the information. So Kelly Nathan is not be able to come here, so we're gonna be watching his video. All right, thank you so much. So before moving on to the session that we have been waiting for, I'd like to give you information that after the presentation session, we will be having questions and answer session. It will be conducted within 15 minutes. So if you have any questions, you can just unmute your microphone and raise your hand and unmute your microphone, or you can just drop your questions on the chat box if you minded it. And I will choose the questions, and if we have limited times, I will give you a chance to ask to the speakers for more questions. And if you are not be able to ask in English, you can just ask in Indonesian, and I will try to translate it for the speakers. Untuk teman-teman yang ingin bertanya di sesi tanya jawab nanti, boleh langsung bisa langsung drop pertanyaannya atau bisa langsung raise hand. Dan jika ingin mengutarakannya dalam bahasa Indonesia tidak apa-apa, dan saya akan coba untuk mentranslatekannya untuk menyampaikannya kepada speakers. Terima kasih. Alright, this is the session that we have been waiting for. So I'd like to give the floor to our speakers first. To Miss Mika, the time is yours.
Thank you very much, Tifal-san, for the wonderful explanations and introduction about KUAS. Hello, everyone. My name is Mika Saito from Kyoto University of Dance Science. Konnichiwa, selamat siang. I will be the presenter for today to introduce about our engineering program. So I hope you will enjoy the session today. Before I would like to kick off with my presentation material, I would like to show some video content about KUAS in order to get an image of how Japanese universities are like and how our engineering program are conducted in Japan. So I hope you will enjoy the video content.
What's in Kyoto? What's KUAS? Kyoto, the old capital of Japan, is home to many of Japan's most important World Heritage sites. Every year, 50 million tourists gather from all over the world to visit the 1,000-year-old city. However, Kyoto is not simply a city with old buildings. The people of Kyoto are responsible for many of the technological and cultural achievements that people around the world associate with contemporary Japan. While Kyoto is well known as a popular tourist attraction, the largest and most important economy in Kyoto is its manufacturing and technology sector. Today, companies in Kyoto are producing cutting-edge technology across multiple industries. Electronic motors big and small, automated machinery, medical instruments, ceramics, and video games are just a few examples of the high-tech products produced in Kyoto. The businesses that create these products all hail from Kyoto, but they have grown to become some of the largest companies in the world. Kyoto's uniquely industrious culture has also led to the birth of many venture companies. Kyoto City is also a booming college town with the largest ratio of university students in Japan. Every day, over 140,000 students commute to 40 campuses across Kyoto, where researchers collaborate with global businesses to create the next big thing. As a city of innovative thinkers, Kyoto has produced 10 of Japan's 28 Nobel Prize laureates. Kyoto has worked to combine old insights and new technology to produce the most sustainable city in Japan. Situated at this crossroads of history, technology, culture, and nature is Kyoto University of Advanced Science. A new type of university that seeks to incorporate Kyoto's cultural wealth into international, state-of-the-art education. Completed in 2020, Kyoto University of Advanced Science's new engineering building was designed from scratch to provide the perfect learning environment. Here is a look at some of the facilities the building features. The first floor is occupied by an advanced workshop. This workshop is available for free to students 24 hours a day and provides the tools and materials to craft nearly anything imaginable. Elsewhere in the building, challenging research is being carried out every day. Next up is the library, which features lots of space for students to study alone or hold discussions with their classmates. The planning and the layout of the building allows students to stay in constant communication with their classmates. The Faculty of Engineering has great facilities, but that's not all the school has to be proud of. The professors teaching at KUAS hail from all over the world and are specialists in a diverse range of fields, including robotics, drones, AI, electric vehicles, computers, nanotechnology, and more. All lectures are held in English. At KUAS, engineering is cross-disciplinary, meaning that students will have the opportunity to learn about a variety of engineering disciplines. Just as the real world demands strong collaboration skills and a strong understanding of multiple fields of expertise. The goal of the Faculty of Engineering at KUAS is to raise street-smart global engineers. The Capstone Project, the first of its kind in Japan, is designed to pit teams of students against realistic challenges presented by over 50 real companies, all of which are partners with KUAS. By developing their problem-solving and communication skills, students take their first step as street-smart engineers. Pursuing a career in engineering can open the door to career opportunities throughout Japan and the world. At KUAS, all international engineering students are also provided with intensive Japanese language courses to broaden their career options after graduation. Furthermore, KUAS graduates are supported by a team of career professionals with many company connections, allowing street-smart KUAS graduates to work immediately, anywhere in the world.
I'm a semiconductor company researcher, and I want to be a worldwide researcher. KUAS is an international university and I can learn a lot from challenging teachers. That's why I decided to join class.
From a very young age, I'm interested in learning science and English. To be able to learn science in English is very unique for me. In this university, they provide you with many opportunities not like other universities.
It's a brand new campus, and I think that I can grow with KUAS. I want to see KUAS become a great university. In KUAS, I think that I can learn the techniques that I will use after graduating. I want to be an excellent engineer. KUAS is helping me to achieve this.
Creating the new generation of global engineers means ensuring that a diverse range of students can learn and live comfortably on campus. The new engineering building incorporates prayer rooms, and the adjoining international dormitory features high accessibility rooms as well as prepared breakfast and dinner services. Students will also have the opportunity to engage in a wide variety of extracurricular activities through many different student-led clubs. While the KUAS campus is a great place to live, the area surrounding the campus is also incredibly convenient. The local city office and public library are less than 3 minutes walk from campus. Local eateries offer many exciting options, both Japanese and ethnic. The excitement of downtown Kyoto is only a short bus or subway ride away, while a quick train ride can take you to Kyoto's famous Arashiyama Hot Spring Resort. If you love the modern technology and traditional culture of Japan and want to learn more about both, then Kyoto University of Advanced Science is the place for you. Join us at KUAS and be a street-smart global engineer.
Okay, so thank you very much for watching our video. And now I would like to move on with my PowerPoint presentation in order to explain about our university's program in more detail. So once again, 皆さんこんにちは. My name is Mika Saito from Kyoto University of Advanced Science International Office. And today I will be the presenter in order to explain you about our university's engineering program and application procedures and the scholarship opportunity for Indonesian students. Before I would like to introduce about our university, I would like to briefly introduce about two features of Japan. The first feature I would like to introduce you here today is recently, Japanese universities are offering a lot of English programs open for international students from North region to South region. As Indonesian students already know, but Japan is originally a monolingual country, which means our major tongue spoken is a Japanese language. And the university's education, we often use Japanese language medium in order to conduct classes. So it was quite difficult for international students to apply for Japanese universities previously. However, the Japanese government has announced a lot of Japanese universities to open up the doorway for international students. So recently, there are many Japanese universities offering an English program open for international students. Just for your information, Japanese universities usually offer 4 years for bachelor courses and 6 years for medical or pharmacy schools. There are more than 760 universities in total currently in Japan, from northern region to southern region. Japan, like similar to Indonesia, is a big country that can be split into 8 separate regions with its own unique cultural trends. We have Hokkaido region from the northern places where it snows a lot, and we have Kanto region, which includes our capital Tokyo, and we have Kyushu region where the climate is quite similar with Taiwanese culture. So although Japan is a single country, but the culture is quite different from northern region to southern region. So if you want to apply for Japanese higher education in your future, then we highly recommend you to look about the cultural or geographical differences for which university you are going. And the second information that I would like to share for Indonesian students who are here today is a scholarship opportunity. I would like to introduce 3 famous scholarships, which is very popular among the international students. And the first one is called the Doctoral Scholarship. JASO is an organization that supports international students living in Japan, and they work tandem with the Ministry of Education to manage scholarships for international students. And they have an office in Indonesia as well. So if you would like to inquire more information, then please contact the JASO office located in Indonesia. And if you are granted for this privately financed this scholarship, then you will be receiving around $450 per month for a privately financed international students to support your living in Japan. However, this scholarship does not cover a tuition fee waiver. So as a second option, what I can recommend you today is the MAX scholarship, or known as the Monbu Kagakusho scholarship. The Monbu Kagakusho scholarship is another one-on scholarship among international students, and this is purely funded by the Japanese government. You can require more information about this scholarship from the Japanese embassy located in Indonesia, probably in Jakarta. So if you would like to have information about this next scholarship, then please contact our local Japanese embassy. And usually this scholarship covers full tuition waiver and living expenses, stipend for your own chosen Japanese university. However, again, this Monbu Kagakusho scholarship is very excellent scholarship open up for international students. So the competition among Indonesian students are pretty high. So what I can recommend you as a third option is a university purely funded scholarship independently. Actually, many local private Japanese universities have its own scholarship program for international students to support your study and living, including our university. In the case of KUAS, we provide up to 100% tuition and admission fee waiver with $950 per month stipend for excellent students for our engineering program. So if you are thinking to study abroad in Japan for your future or for your higher education, then I highly recommend you to do a lot of research online about the scholarship funding related to Japanese university. And this could be my advices for you today. And going back to the topic, I would like to introduce about our university. Our university is located in a prefecture called Kyoto Prefecture, just beside the second biggest city called Osaka. So unlike the other rural area or suburban cities in Japan, Kyoto City is very convenient to live, and you could enjoy beautiful seasonal seasons in Japan, as you could see in these pictures. And the access to Osaka and our capital, Tokyo, is very convenient as well. And I would like to introduce about some features of our Kyoto City, where our university is located. Kyoto City is known as a center of tourist spot in Japan, with having more than 17 World Heritage sites, with more than 20% of natural treasures and 14% of important cultural properties are centralized. So in short, Kyoto City is known as the #1 Japanese tourist spot among the international travelers. And also you could enjoy the beautiful seasonal seasons, including spring, summer, autumn, winter, if you study in Kyoto. And also you could enjoy the beautiful Japanese food, and this is registered as an intangible cultural heritage among the UNESCO. And if you are a big fan of Japanese pop culture, and this is an information for you. Kyoto City is known as an international location where it transmits Japanese culture to the world. So it is known as an origin of manga and animations. We have a lot of animation company for international students or tourists to have a visit with. And also we have a Kyoto International Manga Museum. So you could learn the manga and animation culture just visiting the Kyoto City, our city. And third, Kyoto City has a lot of world-class manufacturers are headquartered in. We have a top manufacturing company called Nintendo, which is famous for Switch and famous for characters with Pokemon like Pikachu and Super Mario. And we also have a lot of automobile parts suppliers company like Omron, famous for sensors and controls, Media Corporation, famous for motors, which is used for automobile and also smartphones. And also we have Kyocera, famous for ceramics, and many more. And if international students come and enroll at one of the universities located in Kyoto City, then you will have a lot of opportunities or collaboration with these kind of top manufacturing companies. So in short, Kyoto City is also known as the City of Academic Center. Kyoto City has leading academics in various fields and university capital of Japan. Among the 28 Nobel laureates we previously have produced, among 50 Nobel laureates are actually associated with Kyoto. So Kyoto City itself is very highly friendly and supportive city to international students for international students. So if international students come and study at Kyoto, then you will have a very convenient, secure, and enjoyable moment during your 4-year undergraduate program and also 2-year program duration among your master's program time. And going back to the topic, our university is called Kyoto University of Advanced Science, or simply known as KUAS, or KUAS. We are a private university established in 1969 with having 2 campuses called Uzumasa and Kameoka. The number of students currently studying is around 3,000 to 600, and international students enrolled is more than 90 students. And the program that we offer for our students, including the Indonesian students, with the goal of fostering the talented human resources that is necessary in our globalized world, have 5 fields of faculties. We offer our students with economics and business administration, humanities, medical science, bioenvironmental science, and the faculty of engineering. And what we could provide for Indonesian students is a faculty of engineering courses, because this is the only courses that is conducted everything in English courses, and you could apply through our web application system. Other courses are conducted in Japanese language medium, so it is not open for international students. And this is a picture of our Uzumasa campus and Kameoka campus. Our engineering students will be all located in Uzumasa campus, which is headquartered inside Kyoto City, with having all brand new lecture rooms. And this is a picture of our campus and student life. We have a lot of extracurricular activities ongoing, and we also facilitate cafeteria inside our campus, providing Japanese cuisines and international food. And here are some more pictures of our extracurricular activities, food, facilities, and international activities. And our Faculty of Engineering, which is open for international students, is simply known as KUAS-E. And KUAS-E have 4 important features for Indonesian students to know. First, it's an all-English international program, so you don't need any Japanese language ability in order to apply for our international engineering program. Second, it's a real industry-oriented courses. So you will have a lot of opportunity to have a collaboration with Japanese manufacturing companies. And third, we provide our students with intensive Japanese language program. For our undergraduate program, this is a mandatory classes, so you will be fluent speaker in Japanese after you graduate from our undergraduate program. And for the postgraduate course, the Japanese language program is totally an additional optional course without additional fee. So you could choose whether to take Japanese language or not at our university. And lastly, but which is not least, is that our program will be starting from September 2021 for undergraduate course. Our program, we provide our students with bachelor's course, master's course, and PhD course. For the 2021 September intake, there will be more than 60 students, including the master, PhD, and bachelor students from all over the world. Around 18 countries will join KUAS, including the Indonesian students. And if you are interested to apply for 2022 September intake, then application will be opening this year. And for the undergraduate course outline, it's a 4-year program duration. And from the first year, we will be providing our students with review on engineering, math and physics, Japanese classes, and introduction to engineering and design classes. And from 2nd to 3rd year, you will be studying the engineering classes, and final year, you will be tackling with the capstone program. Our undergraduate program is to, our major goal is to educate a young, street smart global engineers for our future industries beyond the borders. So we don't let our students do a bachelor's thesis writing at the final year, but instead, you will be doing a capstone program, industry academia collaborative group project among the students. And for the master's program, it's a 2-year program duration. We will be introducing our students to highly advanced engineering courses and exercise and research and master's thesis writing. And the Japanese classes is totally an optional courses. And our master's program and PhD program is a research-based curriculum with a thesis writing, so it's not a 100% course-based curriculum, unlike our undergraduate course. And the uniqueness for our engineering program is that it's a multidisciplinary engineering courses. So we will let our students learn a lot of diverse different kinds of engineering skills, like mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, computer science, and so on. And why we are having multidisciplinary engineering course is because we want our students to acquire and solidify the necessary engineering skills in various fields demanded by the real life and to solve and create new solutions given by the real manufacturing company. And also the other uniqueness is, as I have said, we provide our students with capstone program. Our student will be splitting into a small group of 4 to 5 students and will be challenged with industrial company program. For example, how can we control 2 drones with 1 remote controller? And our students will make an analysis and prototyping for a company to make an innovative and creative solution. So our professor will not be the final assessor for your assessment, but the real Japanese manufacturing company will be the assessor for your final year project. And through our capstone program, our students will learn the importance of working in teams and dealing with the conflict that companies are facing in our current modern society. So our program might sound challenging, but it is actually indeed a very interesting program for international students to tackle with. And the other course outline is that there will be a Japanese classes. It will be conducted in a small size classes, and you will be mastering a minimum Japanese language ability to work at a Japanese company. And math and physics, all lectures are followed by exercises, and total study hours are about 150% more compared to the other Japanese universities are providing. And the reason why we could do this is, as the CEO of Jellyfish Education Indonesia, Mr. Hukumura Shiro, has explained, but our university have 2 strong leaders from academic and business world. His name is called Mr. Nagamori Shigenobu. He's the chairman of KUAS and also known as the CEO of world #1 motor company called Nidec Corporation. He has more than 300 companies all over the world, including Indonesia. I think Nidec Corporation might not be sounds familiar to you, but as you see, as I have mentioned, I assume many of you have a smartphones, and most of the motors used for your smartphones are actually provided by this Nidec Corporation worldwide, including iPhones as well. And also the Mr. Masafumi Maeda, the president of KUAS and former executive vice president of Tokyo University, is our president. And he is actually from the came from the #1 national university in Japan. Under these 2 strong leaders, we have invited a very globally experienced and skillful professors from all over the world and from top national universities. So our faculty members are actually raising international students to challenge our all English engineering program and be a global engineer here at Japanese universities and also Japanese society. And if you would like to know more about our KUAS professors, then please visit our website for further information. And our Faculty of Engineering building was actually completed on 2020 February. So if you come and enroll at KUAS, then you will be one of the first-hand users to use our facilities here at Kyoto University of Advanced Science. And we have a student dormitory dedicated for our engineering students as well as the library. And these are the advanced facilities that is equipped at our laboratory workshops. And we also have an on-campus dormitory open for international students. International students can choose to live in our international dormitory with around the fee paying of $590 to $600 per month, including the bedding fee, furniture and maintenance fee, breakfast, dinner, utility costs, internet access, and everything packed in these prices. And the room type is private room with shared bathroom and kitchen. And here are the pictures of our on-campus dormitory. We have prayer rooms inside our dorm. And also we have a good facilities like kitchen, lounge, bathroom, which is open for international students to use. And other useful information is that international students are permitted to have part-time jobs for 24 hours per week in Japan with student visa. And also the club activities are open for international students to join. KUAS also facilitate with many extracurricular activities for international students besides studying. So if you are a big fan of baseball, basketball, soccer, then we could provide you with a lot of sports facilities and activities. And also, if you are a big fan of learning Japanese culture, then we could provide you a cultural club activities at KUAS, like manga society, Japanese music, acoustic music, photography, and so on. And as a last information about KUAS is that we have a quite good overseas relationship with top-ranked universities around the world. In addition to the engineering program, students at KUAS can have study abroad or collaborative research experiences through our partnership schools. And that's all for the information about KUAS. And now I would like to introduce about our application procedures. About the application procedures, before you go be applying to any of the Japanese universities, we highly encourage you to do a lot of research about Japanese culture, because the Japanese culture and Indonesian culture might be very different towards each other. And if you think Japan is a right destination for you to pursue your higher education, then what we highly recommend you to do next is to check your eligibility. In the case of our university, in order to eligible to apply for our university's program, for undergraduate program, you need to complete a 12-year national Indonesian curriculum at your local high schools. And if you are from international school, you need to have one of the international qualification that is designated at our application guideline. And if you would like to apply for master's program or doctoral program, then you need to have a bachelor's degree or a master's degree in order to be eligible to apply for our university's program. If you have S1, then you could apply for the S2 program at our university. But we don't accept any diplomas or associate degree which is gotten from Indonesia, so please be careful about this. And for the undergraduate application, online application, we will request Indonesian students to submit a certain document. And the document will include photograph and passport copy. And if you don't have passport copy, we accept national photo ID, which is known as KTP in Indonesia, and application essay, academic transcript in English, certificate of graduation are expected, one recommendation letter from your school teacher. And for the Indonesian students, we request students to take either TOEFL IBT, IELTS, PTE, or Duolingo English test as your language proficiency test scores. We don't accept TOEIC, TOEFL PBT, EJU, JLPT as your language test scores, so please be careful about this. And we also have a KUAS scholarship request through our web application system as an optional. And also, we also have a language proficiency waiver request if you were educated from international school or if you studied curriculum in English medium for more than 3 years during your high school time. And also, you could submit a standardized test result during our online application. There's no minimum score, but it is recommended to take subject related to math and physics, except for the SAT reasoning test. We accept SAT reasoning test, EJU, ACT, GED as your standardized test result. IB and A-levels are also accepted at our university. And if you cannot submit your standardized test result, then please contact our international office or our agent, Jellyfish Education Indonesia, prior to the application. And the application fee is around 5,000 Japanese yen, around $50 per person. There's no refund and no waiver for the application fee. And for the school fee structures wise, we collect $15,000 per year for the bachelor's program, including admission fee, tuition fee, membership fee, and accidental insurance fee. However, the admission fee and accidental insurance fee is only one-time pay set off, so it will be cheaper from second year. And for the monthly living expenses, there will be dormitory fee happening, the food and personal expenses. So at least you will be needing $1,000 per month to support your living inside Japan besides the tuition fees. And I know this is pretty expensive compared to the Indonesian universities and Indonesian culture. So what our university could provide you is a scholarship opportunity. If you are selected as a scholarship recipient student, we will be providing you with KUAS scholarship 30% or 50% or 100% tuition and admission fee waiver. If you are selected as a super KUAS scholarship, then we will provide you with 100% tuition and admission fee waiver in addition to the living allowance stipend for $900 to $950 per month, depending on the currency exchange rate. And the scholarship criteria, there's no minimum GPA, no minimum score, no subject requirements. We will review your documents holistically, so everyone has a chance to get our scholarship from our university. So if you are looking for, or if you want to apply for KUASI scholarship, then we highly encourage you to apply for our engineering program. And after the document screening is over, we will give you an online interview. If you are chosen to take an online interview, then please take it. And if you are not chosen to take an interview, then that means you are already in a good shape with your submitted documents. And after that, we will give you a result announcement, letter of acceptance, KUASI scholarship announcement, enrollment procedures and guidelines, and you are highly welcome to join our KUAS community. And for the important timeline for September intake for undergraduate program, there will be 3-time application. The first round, early entry, will open on October, and the regular entry, the second round, will be coming on December, and the final entry, the final round, will be coming on next year, February. And offers and scholarship will be all announced before the enrollment, so you can decide to accept or decline our offer based on your fundings or financial situation. And if you need application assistance, please consult our admission office. We highly encourage you to contact our agent, Jellyfish Education Indonesia, for your necessary assistance. And that's for the undergraduate program. And for the postgraduate course, there will be additional admission process compared to the undergraduate program, which will be the pre-application review. Because our program is a research-based engineering program with thesis writing, you need to choose a right supervisor for your topic, and background is very, very important. And if you want to apply for a pre-application review, then you need to prepare CV and research plan and supervisor request. You can choose up to 3 supervisors as your mentor for your research topic or master's program, and you can choose only 1 supervisor as your mentor for your research topic or PhD program. And once they review the pre-application of yours, they will give you an approval. If you receive an approval, then you can move on to the online application. But if you cannot, then you need to wait another following year in order to apply for our engineering program. And again, for the undergraduate program, similar to the graduate school, also have a required documents, including the personal information such as photograph, application essay, academic transcript, research plan, and recommendation letter. And also the required test scores-wise, we will be requesting students to have TOEFL, IELTS, PTE, or Duolingo English test. And we also have a scholarship program for postgraduate course and language proficiency viewer request available for postgraduate students as well. And the application fee is around $50 per person. And again, the scholarship opportunity is the same as undergraduate program. And for the PhD, there's only 100% and super KUASI scholarship. And for the last procedure for postgraduate course, there will be an online interview, and everyone has to take this interview. There will be multiple professors sitting in front of you to test your research topics. So this will be the 3 important procedures for postgraduate course. And for the postgraduate course, the important timeline is that there will be a 2-time application. So the first one comes on October this year, and you need to undergo with pre-application review as a first step, and application will be opening from the second step. And if you miss the early entry, the first round, and the regular entry will be there as a final round, and you could apply through next year, which will be opening from January, and application will be opening on February. And again, if you have any problems, please consult our admission office or Jellyfish Education Indonesia for your necessary assistance. And as for my last slide, this is an information for Indonesian students, but we already have an Indonesian students and will be enrolling at our university. For the postgraduate course, there's no Indonesian students enrolled at 2020, but for the bachelor's degree, there will be 8 Indonesian students who will be coming to KUAS. And among those 8 Indonesian students, 1 Indonesian student received a super KUAS scholarship. And for the PhD and master's program, there will be 4 Indonesian students who will be coming to KUAS, and 1 Indonesian student received 100% KUAS scholarship. So we believe Indonesian students have a high potential in receiving KUAS scholarship. So we highly encourage you to apply for KUAS engineering program if you want to be a global street smart engineers. And that's all for my presentation. Thank you very much for auditing.
Okay, thank you so much to Ms. Miko for your presentation. It was very great, and I hope that the participants here can get the benefits and can get also the new knowledge regarding to the topic of the study abroad and also the study opportunities in Japan. All right, thank you so much to Miss Miko. Moving on to the next one, we actually have the last speaker from Mr. Kelly Nathan, but it will be conducted through the video. Maybe from the operator, you can just attach the video.
Ya, selamat siang semuanya, adik-adik. Perkenalkan, saya Khail Nathan Yahya, beasiswa untuk program kuas yang baru ini. Jadi, saya sedikit mau sharing tentang pengalaman saya lah ya, dari awal saya kenal dengan kuas sampai akhirnya saya dapat pengumuman bahwa saya keterima. Sebenarnya cerita saya mungkin agak mirip dari sebanyak dari kalian ini ya. Jadi mulainya tuh saya dari ikut seminar-seminar beberapa tahun lalu. Sampai akhirnya saya tahu dari informasi di Instagram tentang kuas ini. Dari situ saya mulai cari-cari informasi. Lalu saya cari-cari seminar-seminarnya dan ikut beberapa kali seminar tentang kuas ini. Jadi setelah itu saya langsunglah mulai persiapkan dokumen-dokumen. Nah, untuk dokumen ini saya mau cerita dikit sih. Untuk tahap pertama penyiapan dokumen itu menurut saya yang paling susah hanya 3 hal. Yang pertama siapin IELTS, siapin standardized test, sama siapin essay. Ya, menurut saya 3 ini adalah hal yang paling susah di tahap pertama. Kalau saya ceritanya, karena saya udah persiapin diri dari akhir ke SMP, jadi saya udah mulai persiapin IELTS dan standardized test ini 2-3 tahun yang lalu. Nah, buat adik-adik yang masih kelas 10, kelas 11, kalau bisa siapin bahasa Inggris dan standardized test ini mulai dari secepat mungkin lah. Karena ini cukup susah untuk dapetin nilai bagus gitu. Nah, kalau essay, selama kalian bisa dapetin surat IELTS, sertifikasi IELTS, Inggris kalian bagus, essay itu cukup cari-cari informasi dikit tentang essay-essay di internet gitu. Ya. Nah, setelah tahap 1 selesai, kita kan nunggu pengumuman nih. Setelah pengumuman keluar, kita diterima atau enggak, untuk tahap pertamanya, nanti akan dikasih tanggal kita interview. Nah, interview sendiri saya mau jelasin ada 2 ya. Jadi interview pertama itu adalah interview general. Jadi pertanyaan pertamanya masih general seperti kenapa memilih kuas, jelaskan tentang dirimu, apa skill kamu, dan apa kelemahan kamu. Itu untuk pertama. Setelah kalian interview pertama, nanti dikasih tahu lagi, apakah kalian cocok menjadi kandidat penerima beasiswa. Kalau kalian cocok, nanti dikasih lagi tanggal kedua untuk interview. Nah, untuk yang interview kedua ini, saya agak susah menjelasinnya, karena memang mereka pertanyaannya itu udah bukan general lagi. Jadi mereka lebih banyak mempertanyakan tentang logical thinking gitu. Jadi memang untuk yang interview pertama, persiapan bisa dilakukan, tapi kalau untuk interview kedua, ya memang harus siap-siap aja melancarin bahasa Inggris gitu ya. Nah, setelah interview selesai udah aman, udah tenang, sisa enjoy aja gitu. Nanti tinggal beberapa minggu kemudian pengumuman keluar. Nah, untuk adik-adik nih yang merasa kayaknya saya harus dapat beasiswa, satu hal yang perlu diperhatiin untuk dapetin beasiswa itu adalah, kalau menurut pengalaman saya ya, daftar itu harus selalu di gelombang pertama, jangan pernah didaftar di gelombang kedua atau ketiga. Bukan berarti nggak ada kemungkinan untuk di gelombang kedua dan ketiga, cuma kemungkinan di gelombang pertama ini lebih besar, karena mereka sistemnya kayak siapa cepat dia dapat gitu loh. Dan seperti hasilnya, kalau nggak salah, di gelombang pertama, gelombang yang saya daftar, itu ada 4 orang dari seluruh dunia yang dapat beasiswa full. Sedangkan untuk yang gelombang kedua, saya sempat tanya Kak Dini, katanya tidak ada sama sekali yang dapat beasiswa full. Jadi ya mungkin dari situ bisa dapat pelajaran lah. Kalau misalnya mau nyari beasiswa, fokusnya beasiswa, kalau bisa daftar gelombang pertama, gitu ya. Untuk masalah kalau keterima kuas atau enggak, 1, 2, 3 rasanya sama aja sih. Gitu ya. Jadi untuk pengalaman saya segitu dulu, mungkin nanti bisa ditanya-tanya lagi di sesi tanya jawab.
All right, thank you so much for the operator for attaching the videos from Mr. Kaylin Nathan. So, all right, thank you so much for the speakers today who have given information and also the opportunities information about study Japan perspective and opportunities in Japan. And we are moving on to the session of the Q&A. So for all of you who have any questions to ask, you can just immediately use your raise hand feature here, and you can directly unmute your microphone, or you can also just drop the questions on the chat box. All right, I guess we have one question from the participants here from Arif Falah. All right, maybe I will try to read it first. In Indonesian, maybe from Indonesian can help me to translate it for the speakers. Oke, permisi Kak, perkenalkan nama saya Arif Falah. Saya ingin bertanya beberapa pertanyaan. Untuk lulusan D3 atau Diploma 3, apakah bisa transfer kredit untuk lanjut jenjang bachelor ke KUAS? Nah, yang pertanyaan kedua adalah untuk lulusan D4 atau Diploma 4, apakah bisa untuk lanjut master program di KUAS? Dan yang terakhir adalah setelah lulus dari KUAS, apakah sebagai foreigner itu bisa untuk apply pekerjaan di Jepang? Baik, terima kasih. Maybe Jellyfish can help it. Translate it to the speaker.
Terima kasih Kak Tifal. Untuk pertanyaannya, Saito-san, for the question, actually, I'm able to answer. May I help you to answer all this question for you?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yang pertama adalah dari lulusan D3, apakah bisa transfer ke S1? Jadi kalau misalkan rekan-rekan semua ingin lanjut ke S1 atau bachelor degree, bisa aja dari program D3, tetapi kita tidak ada program, bukan extension ya, kelanjutan dari D3 ke S1. Jadi harus balik lagi ke semester 1. Itu yang pertama. Berarti nggak ada ya programnya dari D3 langsung ke S1, berarti harus balik lagi ke semester awal. Yang kedua adalah untuk lulusan D4 atau Diploma 4, apakah bisa lanjut untuk ke program Master Degree di KUAS. Untuk lanjut program ke S2 dari D4 ini bisa. Bahkan kalau misalkan fakultasnya nggak sesuai, misalkan S1-nya ini lulusan dari filosofi jurusannya, tetapi ingin coba ke engineering, karena kan kalau KUAS ini lebih ke mechanical and electrical system engineering ya. Ini bisa asalkan rekan-rekan semua bisa membuktikan bahwa kalian sudah mempelajari matematika atau fisika sebelumnya, karena nanti di S2 ini yang akan banyak dikupas materi perkuliahannya yang ya sekitar ada matematikanya, fisikanya, kimianya, seperti itu. Bahkan untuk yang sekarang pun di program S2-nya KUAS Jepang, ada program S1, ada mahasiswa yang dia itu lulusannya bahkan filosofi, nggak nyambung sama sekali, tapi mahasiswa tersebut menurut penilaian profesor di sana bagus. Jadi untuk pola pikir, jadi memang nggak ada hubungannya dengan jurusan sebelumnya, boleh untuk paralel atau beda jurusan. Kemudian yang ketiga, untuk setelah lulus dari KUAS, apakah foreigner atau dari Indonesia bisa untuk bekerja di Jepang? Jadi di sini ada perbedaan budaya ya. Perbedaan budaya antara mahasiswa Indonesia dengan mahasiswa di Jepang. Kalau mahasiswa Indonesia ini pada umumnya kebanyakan setelah selesai kuliah dulu baru melamar kerja, tapi kalau di Jepang biasanya di semester 5 ini udah mulai mencari kerja dengan mewawancara ke beberapa perusahaan. Nanti setelah lulus kuliah, mereka udah nggak perlu wawancara lagi, artinya sudah diterima di perusahaan Jepang. Nah, secara detail lagi, apakah bisa kerja di Jepang? Sangat bisa. Kenapa? Karena untuk perusahaannya sendiri, untuk program di KUAS sendiri sangat bagus, karena dia memiliki 2 bahasa yang dipelajari. Yang pertama, perkuliahan memakai bahasa Inggris. Kemudian international student dari Indonesia wajib untuk mengikuti Japanese Intensive Class. Ini program S1-nya ya, Intensive Japanese Class, dengan tujuan nanti kalau selesai kuliah dan ingin mengembangkan karirnya di Jepang, sudah punya bekal communication skill dalam bahasa Jepang yang bagus. Kemudian pembelajaran Mechanical and Electrical System Engineering. Nah, setelah itu, setelah bekerja di perusahaan Jepang, karirnya juga akan lebih melesat karena memiliki 2 bahasa yang sudah didapatkan di KUAS. Untuk di Universitas KUAS sendiri, yang tadi Mika Saito-san bilang, chairman-nya ini merupakan pimpinan atas yang perusahaan NIDEC. Perusahaan NIDEC ini adalah perusahaan komponen motors, yaitu dalaman mesin-mesin ya, ini tuh terkenal nggak cuma di Jepang, tapi terkenal juga di dunia, karena dia memiliki kantor nggak cuma di Jepang, tapi ada di Eropa, di Amerika, seperti itu. Jadi sangat mungkin untuk orang Indonesia bekerja di Jepang. Mungkin itu aja jawabannya. aku boleh ini nggak, Kak Jirni, mau aku share screen sebentar, aku pengen memberikan summary yang sebenarnya sama aja seperti yang Mika Saito-san bilang, tapi aku ingin men-summary lagi untuk informasi yang tadi Saito-san bilang dalam bahasa Indonesia.
Boleh, Kak.
Masih belum bisa screen sharing. Yeah. Saito-san, I would like to make a summary from your presentation. Is it okay?
Yes.
Oke. Mungkin kebanyakan dari rekan-rekan yang hadir di sini tujuannya untuk S2 kali ya? Soalnya kayaknya pertanyaannya nggak ke S1 ya. Nah, untuk S2 sendiri, beasiswa yang ditawarkan oleh KUAS ada 2 macam. Untuk S1, S2, yaitu beasiswa parsial, yaitu 30, 50, dan 100%. Kemudian untuk parsial ini beasiswa biaya kuliahnya aja. Tapi ada lagi satu jenis beasiswa yaitu Super Top Scholarship. Living cost selama 100.000 yen per bulan ini selama kuliah S2 dan juga biaya kuliah 100%. Artinya hanya bayar sekitar $24 untuk bayar asuransi kesehatannya aja. Tapi kalau S3 atau doctoral degree, beasiswanya ada 2 tipe, yaitu 100% atau yang super top scholarship, beasiswa 100% dan living cost. Kemudian bisa juga sebenarnya kalau ingin kuliah di KUAS seandainya tidak mendapatkan beasiswa, yaitu dengan biayanya kurang lebih $10.943. Ini untuk tahun pertama program doctoral degree. Nah, seperti yang Mika Saito-san bilang, kalau untuk penerima beasiswa yang S2 ada tahun ini, kita ada sekitar 1 orang, ini untuk yang 50%, kemudian ada lagi yang 100%. Nah, 4 orang ini bervariasi, 30% ada, 50% ada. 1 orang dapat 100%. Ini untuk S2-nya. Kalau untuk S1-nya, 1 orang dapat super top scholarship dan sisanya beasiswa-beasiswa yang lainnya. Yang harus diperhatikan untuk rekan-rekan yang mau kuliah S2 yaitu pembuatan research proposal. Jadi pertama adalah membuka dulu website KUAS dan perhatikan kira-kira profesor-profesor ini sesuai dengan tujuan research proposal kalian nggak? Seperti itu. Lalu nanti di bulan Oktober kalian masukkan research proposal kalian dan mencantumkan kira-kira 3 pilihan profesor yang kalian pilih, yang kalian mau apply untuk kalian dapatkan sebagai profesor pembimbing. Setelah itu, setelah dapat tiket atau kupon profesor pembimbing, kalian baru masuk ke submit dokumen. Setelah submit dokumen, nanti ada wawancara. Jadi, untuk step-stepnya bisa dari sini. Nanti kalau misalkan ada pertanyaan mengenai dokumennya udah lengkap atau belum, bagaimana cara submit dokumen, bisa ke Jellyfish Education Indonesia. Nah, untuk rekan-rekan semua yang ingin S2 dan S3 bisa kontak ke Dini dan ke Robert. Mungkin Robert Sang yang hadir hari ini bisa untuk memperkenalkan diri sebentar.
Halo semuanya, teman-teman semua, salam kenal ya.
Robert, sorry, mukanya belum kelihatan, Beb.
Iya, tunggu sebentar.
Ya.
Oke. Baik, terima kasih Kak Dini untuk kesempatannya. Baik, saya ingin memperkenalkan diri kepada teman-teman nanti. Jadi tugas kita berdua, teman-teman, perkenalkan dulu ya. Saya atas nama Robert, saya salah satu official representative dari KUAS di Indonesia, bekerja dengan Kak Dini dan juga Pak Shiro Pukumura tadi. Jadi kita berdua nanti pasti akan siap membantu pemanduan untuk teman-teman dalam hal pemanduan pendaftaran teman-teman ke KUAS nanti ya. Jadi tidak usah khawatir, bisa kapan saja untuk menghubungi kami dan kami akan pasti dengan sangat senang hati untuk membantu teman-teman. Ya, terima kasih Dini-san sudah.
Hai, arigatou gozaimasu. Jadi itu rekan-rekan semua karena memang sudah terbukti melalui pemanduan dari Jellyfish Indonesia sudah ada kok yang mendapatkan beasiswa prestasi, bahkan yang super top scholarship pun ada yang dapat. Oke, kalau itu aja Kak Janli untuk tambahan summary-nya. Terima kasih banyak.
Oke, Kak. Mungkin saya lanjutkan kepada moderator.
Oke, baik, terima kasih banyak kepada Kak Dini dan juga Kak Robert yang telah memberikan informasi. Mungkin kepada tadi yang bertanya, kepada Kak Arif Falah mungkin bisa menjawab ya. Semoga bisa menjawab yang pertanyaannya. Okay, so for the next questions, we have questions from Irfan C.A. Is that possible for me who is now in the middle bachelor degree arts or literature student to get a scholarship or job as a writer or film actor here? Maybe it can be answered by Miss Mika or Miss Dini here. Time is yours.
I think I can answer the question because it's in English. To answer your questions, unfortunately, we don't have any scholarship program available for literature or arts or writer or film actors or any kind of arts majors. Our scholarship is keenly only provided for engineering program students. So I apologize, but if you are not interested in engineering program, then we don't have any scholarship opportunity.
Okay, thank you so much to Miss Mika for the answer. Oke, kepada Irfan, mungkin untuk pertanyaan jawaban dari Kak Mika sendiri, tidak ada scholarship untuk bachelor arts atau literature, hanya providing untuk engineering di sini. Oke, mungkin bisa menjawab ya untuk pertanyaannya. Alright, for the next questions, we have a question from Marcelino. Ini program perkuliahannya 100% online apa harus ke Jepang? So this program, this university program is actually it's going to be conducted totally online, 100% online, or it needed to go there to Japan offline.
Thank you for the question. Our program will be conducted face-to-face learning, offline learning. However, due to this COVID-19 pandemic, the Japanese government has closed the border for international students to come into Japan. So in that cases, currently we are having a online learning classes for international students. But for those Japanese students who are already inside campus and international students who are living in Japan and who could come to campus, they are already having a offline learning.
Alright, thank you so much for the answer. Okay, for Marcelino. Okay, mungkin kepada Kak Marcelino untuk jawaban dari Miss Mika. Saat ini sebenarnya untuk pembelajarannya itu adalah face to face atau offline. Tapi karena dari pemerintahan Jepang sendiri juga sedang menutup border untuk international students, makanya untuk international students sendiri itu melakukan daring atau lewat online gitu. Oke, terima kasih banyak. Arigatou gozaimasu, Miss Mika. Alright, for the next questions, there are more questions here. Okay, we have a question from Albert Najon. Is there a study abroad program in KUAS? Is there a study abroad program? I guess it's already answered.
Yes, we have a study abroad program for our partnership universities, and the short one we have from 2 weeks, and the long one we have from 1 year as a credit transfer exchange student. However, our program is quite intensive at our engineering program, so maybe if you want to go for 1 year exchange program, then you might not able to graduate from 4 years. So if you want to graduate from 4 years, then you could have a study abroad experiences as a short-term exchange.
Okay, thank you so much for the answer. Okay, maybe for Albert Nanjuan, mungkin untuk programnya ada student exchange, tapi itu hanya untuk 1 tahun. Kalau misalkan ingin intensifnya 4 tahun, itu mungkin jadi student di jurusan engineering di sini. Thank you so much to Miss Mika for the answer. Alright. Okay, international exchange program. Okay, yeah, that was answered by Miss Mika. Okay, all right. Is there any other questions? Maybe I personally want to ask to Miss Mika. So for students who get a scholarship privilege, are they permitted? Are they able to do part-time job for their life self-expense?
Yes, of course. Even though you got the scholarship, there's no legal binding at our university. You could do a part-time jobs, and you don't, after graduation, you don't need to go to a specific company that our university specifies. It's totally free because our scholarship is a merit-based scholarship. And also, another good information is you could apply to other kind of extra organization scholarship inside Japan, even though you get a Kawase scholarship. So currently, there's one student from Sri Lanka. He applied to other kind of external university scholarship, and he is getting 3 scholarship currently to study his master's program. Most of the Japanese university scholarship, they have a legal binding that you could only get 1 scholarship, but at our university scholarship, there's no legal binding at all.
All right, thank you so much to Ms. Mika. Wow, that was very great that we can also apply for other scholarship instead of just 1 scholarship in Japan. That's such a very nice privilege for us. Okay. So maybe I want to ask more one other question. So how many students will possibly get scholarship in master degree or doctoral degree?
To answer your questions, unfortunately, we could not reveal the specific amount because we are a new program and the scholarship amount will be differ every year based on how many applications we'll receive. So if we receive a lot of applications this year, then our chairman might increase the amount of scholarship. But if we didn't, then there might be a possibility that we might decrease the scholarship amount. So I cannot answer you clearly, and I'm sorry about this. But what I can answer you definitely is that, as you can see in my PowerPoint presentation, there were several Indonesian students who received a 100% and super Kawase scholarship. So I'm pretty sure that this year's application, probably more or less the same amount will be distributed for Indonesian students.
All right, thank you so much to Ms. Mika for the answers. I guess if there are more questions from our participants, you can just drop the questions in the chat box, or you can just immediately unmute your microphone and just directly ask. Okay, there's one more questions from Albert Najwan. Bagaimana kita bisa merekomendasikan UKS bagi kampus S1 kita saat ini untuk bisa berkiprah dan membuka program international exchange program di masa yang akan datang? Apakah international exchange program tidak ada yang online? Alright, maybe I'll try to translate it to English. So how can we recommend KUAS for a bachelor degree to have like a partner, like the cooperation, like their university, one of the Indonesian university can have like a partner or like maybe like the cooperation with KUAS to provide the international exchange program in the upcoming time. And there will be not the online exchange, or there will be online exchange?
Thank you very much for your question. To answer your question, we currently don't have any partnership with Indonesian universities. And actually, our university, how it works is international office is not the one to choose which university to partnership with. It's actually the faculty members, our professors, who are deciding which university to partnership with. So I'm sorry, but I don't know the plan actually about what our professors are thinking. But if our professors has announced that they will have a partnership with one of the Indonesian university, then we will update information through our agent and website, so please don't worry about it. So currently, we don't have any program offered for Indonesian universities, and I apologize for this.
Okay, thank you so much to Ms. Mika. I hope that can be the answer for your question, Mr. Albert. Semoga bisa menjawab pertanyaan dari Ms. Mika. Tadi katanya untuk saat ini tidak bermitra dengan universitas di Indonesia. Oke, baik. Nah, mungkin selanjutnya ada pertanyaan lagi dari para hadirin di sini. Are there more questions to be asked to our speakers today? Because it is a very nice webinar that you can ask a lot of things about the study opportunities in Japan, especially for who you are really interested in Japan things. You can just ask anything here from the participants. Maybe any of you want to ask? Okay, so if there are no more questions, we're just gonna end this session. But unfortunately, this session will be answered, but I hope that you have a really great chance and privilege here to ask. So if you still have any questions, we're gonna wait your questions here. All right. So are there more questions from the participants? Or maybe I want to ask more maybe about the scholarship instead. So like as I saw before, there are like a dormitory for students there. Are they also permitted and be able to live in apartment? And what do you think? Like, which one is more expensive to live in on apartment or just live in dormitory? Which one would you recommend better for the students, especially for the foreigner one?
Thank you for the questions about the housing at Kyoto City. Actually, as I have mentioned, the one not good thing about Kyoto is that because we are a center of tourist spot, the housing apartment outside is quite expensive. It is actually cheaper than Tokyo and Osaka, the biggest cities in Japan, but compared to other cities, it is quite expensive. So our dormitory the fee is around $600, and some people might think that it's quite expensive, but you have to think that this is covering the breakfast, dinner, utility cost, internet access, and everything. But if you live outside campus, then the price will be very the same. It will be $600, but there's no furniture at all. There's no utility costs are not included. The food is of course not included. You need to cook by yourselves, and you need to actually commute to the campus and everything. So there will be a lot more expensive for you to pay. So we highly encourage you to stay in the dormitory.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for the answer from Ms. Mika. There is a question from Arifala. Oke, permisi Pak, perbedaan Kyoto Uni dengan KUIS itu apa ya Pak? Okay, maybe what is the difference between Kyoto Uni and the KUIS? Maybe the KUIS is like Kyoto Uni is actually the KUIS is actually like the abbreviation from Kyoto Uni. Kyoto Uni KUIS itself is like Kyoto University Advanced. Yeah,
thank you very much for the questions. And a lot of actually Asian students ask me this question, and in answering it very shortly or briefly, we don't have any relations. Kyoto University is a national university run by the government, and Kyoto University of Advanced Science is a private university established by our chairman. And however, our engineering faculty members are more than 60% of professors are recruited from Kyoto University, the nationally run university. So our education level is not so different among the Kyoto University. And this is another good information for you, but unlike Indonesian universities, in Japan, we don't have any affiliated universities. So although the name is similar, most of the Japanese universities are only independently run government. So there's no affiliation at all. But if I say it in the research collaboration in terms of the professor level, because our universities professors are recruited from Kyoto University, they have a lot of collaboration with Kyoto University's researchers. So as a university level, we don't have any collaboration, but as a professor level, there's a lot of collaboration ongoing. So maybe especially for the master and PhD student, you could have a lot of good experiences at our university.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Mika. I hope that can answer your questions. For Mr. Arifala, for asking what is the difference between Kyoto Uni and KUIS. That is totally different. Just maybe it has a collaboration, but there are a lot of university, even though it has a similar name, but it doesn't mean that it's the same, it's from the same foundation. All right, we have another question from Albert Najuan. If we cannot pass the Japan intensive program, so it means that we cannot enter to all courses in the first semester?
Thank you for the question. I'm not sure about the meaning of Japan intensive program, but I'm assuming that it's our Japanese language course. And our Japanese language course is yeah, it's a pretty intensive courses, but it doesn't mean that you cannot enter the whole courses in the first semester because our program is conducted everything in English courses. So maybe if you cannot speak a good English, then that would be a little bit problem. But even you cannot speak Japanese, it's no problem at all because our classes are conducted in English, and the Japanese language courses is just a language course for you.
All right, thank you so much for answering the questions from Albert Najuan. Maybe I personally want to ask for the questions. So, like before we have the intensive program of the university activities, like the academic activities, like we have to take like 6 months or maybe 1 year for the intensive language program for taking like a C1 or N1 for the Japanese proficiency. So, for example, like we only have 6 months or only 1 year program for that, but we couldn't pass for within 6 months or within 1 year. Would it be extended, and would it be like are we obligated to pay more for the course language, or it is free for the extension of the program of the language?
Oh, okay. Thank you very much for your questions. I would like to clarify one thing. There are some Japanese universities having a language center or a language program as an additional, but our language Japanese courses is a credited courses. So you have to get 128 credits in order to graduate from our undergraduate program, and Japanese language course is included in this 128 credits. So you will be doing an engineering classes and Japanese language classes together at 1 whole year from the freshman classes. And if you couldn't get the credit of Japanese language courses, and I'm so sorry, but you need to repeat the classes again to take the credits. So in short, if you cannot pass the Japanese language courses at our university because it's accredited courses, you will not be able to graduate from our university. So that means that you will be a fluent speaker if you come and study at our university because Japanese classes is accredited courses. However, there's no additional fee for the Japanese language courses, so you don't have to worry about the money.
All right, thank you so much to Ms. Mika. So the language is very important, right? Like it is key of the communication, like the activities of the academic, it will be conducted in Japanese and instead of English. So it is very important to master the Japanese proficiency. All right, thank you so much to Ms. Mika. Maybe if there is an additional information from Jellyfish Indonesia from
dengan Dini atau dengan Robert Sang untuk
maybe. All right, from Miss Dini maybe first.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I already sent my contact at column chat Zoom for everyone who wants to know further detail about KUS, Kyoto University of Advanced Science. Aku dalam bahasa aja ya. Jadi kalau misalkan mau tahu tentang bagaimana cara mendapatkan beasiswa, bisa tanya ke Dini atau Robert. Sebenarnya aku mau ini lagi. Untuk program KUAS, semua perkuliahannya memakai bahasa Inggris. Jadi pada waktu apply tidak diperlukan kemampuan berbahasa Jepang seperti itu. Tapi seperti yang Saito-san bilang, bahasa Jepang itu masuk ke dalam SKS atau kredit nantinya di Jepang seperti itu. Kemudian ini itu aja paling Kak Tiva. Terima kasih banyak.
Okay, thank you so much to Miss Dini. Jadi terima kasih kepada Kak Dini. Nah, ada kontak personnya nih, ada kontak person Kak Dini dan juga Kak Robert di bawah. Jadi untuk teman-teman yang ingin bertanya lebih banyak tentang KUAS ini sendiri bisa langsung di chat Kak ini ya, Kak Robert dan juga Kak Dini ya. Mungkin ada informasi tambahan lagi dari Kak Robert?
Oh, dari saya sudah sih sepertinya. Sudah cukup jelas semua yang disampaikan oleh Miss Mika Saito dan juga Kak Dini. Sekarang tinggal teman-teman aja nih persiapkan diri dari sekarang dan dokumennya harus bagus, benar-benar bagus supaya ya kan yang kita incar itu sebenarnya yang tujuan utama adalah untuk mendapatkan yang beasiswa super ya. Jadi itu teman-teman. Dan kami nanti pasti akan sangat siap untuk memandu teman-teman dalam pendaftarannya.
Okay, thank you so much, Kak Robert. Thank you so much, Kak Robert.
Oh iya, sama-sama. Hai.
Saito-san, one of the audience asked question about the scholarship awardiness and the what is it, the university do they come from? Is it confidential information or not? I'm not
Yes,
sure.
it is a confidential information, so I cannot reveal it. But yes, I would say it's most of yes, it's a confidential information. So I'm so
Yeah.
sorry, but I cannot reveal it.
Iya, mohon maaf untuk pertanyaannya yang beasiswanya dapat dari kampus mana aja dan siapa aja belum bisa di-share dalam webinar sore ini, tapi yang pasti ada ya, bukan ada, banyak. Kita juga nggak bisa share kontak personnya juga, paling yang tadi aja videonya udah kita share, seperti itu. Karena juga mereka kegiatan menjelang mau dibukanya kampus lagi sibuk-sibuknya persiapan bahasa Jepang, persiapan perkuliahannya juga secara online, seperti itu.
Okay, thank you so much to Kak Dini dan juga kepada Miss Mika yang telah memberikan informasi banyak. Nah, mungkin untuk pertanyaan yang tadi belum bisa dijawab. I'm so sorry, belum bisa dijawab untuk pertanyaan itu. Mungkin itu agak sedikit privasi. Nah, mungkin apakah ada pertanyaan lagi dari teman-teman terkait dengan scholarship di universitas ini? Okay, if there is no more questions, we're just gonna end this session. Unfortunately, we're gonna end this session. And we're gonna move to the next session. It is the photo session, which it will be led by the MC. All right, thank you so much. I guess there's no more questions from the participants here. Okay, maybe that's all for the Q&A session. And it is finally, we are at the last of our session. And we're just gonna end this session of the presentation. And I'd like to say thanks a lot for the speakers today, from Ms. Mika, from Mr. Kelly Nathan, and also from Mr. Chiro, and also from Kak Dini and Kak Robert, for giving the information and also their understanding about the opportunities to study in Japan. I hope that it will be very beneficial and impactful. And I hope that all of you guys here who want to go to study to Japan, you guys can reach out your dreams and your achievement and your passion to get there directly after this. Okay, thank you so much for your attention and for your participation, especially to the speakers who have given a lot of information and knowledge. I hope that's going to be very impactful and beneficial. I'm Tifal Shalak Yafiota, as your moderator for today's event. I'm sorry for all the technical problem and also for all the words that I've said and conveyed if it was a mistake. And I hope to see you on the next upcoming event. So thank you so much for your attention. I will give the floor back to the MC, Mr. Jianling.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Tifal. On behalf of Ruang International, also I would like to once again say thank you very much to our speakers, Ms. Mika Saito from Kyoto University of Advanced Science, and also from all the team from Jellyfish Indonesia. There are Mr. Robert and Ms. Dini for this great collaboration. I hope by this program we can promote any opportunities for Indonesian youth or Indonesian students. And then I would like to thank you very much to all the participants and all the team from Ruang International for joining in this event. Hopefully we can take more benefits from this program. Okay, we enter to the photo session. I invite to all the participants to open your camera or your video, and we can take a photo session. Okay, we're still waiting. Okay, how about others? Yeah. How about others? Miss Rizky or Mr. Samsia Abbas? Miss Iga or Miss Halima, Ferwandi, Miss Skyla. Okay, yeah. Okay, I try to take position. Wait, yeah. 1, 2, yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Wait. Okay, again. Ichi-ni-san. Okay, again, Ichi-ni-san. Yeah, the last but not least. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much to all participants. Thank you very much to Miss